I am having the most improvised camera construction ever. Oh, you have to improvise during Corona, don't you? I have tapped into many traps around mental health and I have made many mental health mistakes. So this is now your opportunity to learn from my mistakes, to not make the same mistakes as I did. In case you don't know me yet, my name is Tiffany and I run this Career Conversations channel that is supposed to help you take control of your PhD, your career and your long-term goals. So if you don't want to miss new videos, then be sure to subscribe to my channel and also hit the little bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Due to Corona, I'm right now in my parents' garden. I hope the audio is okay, but I thought it is a nicer background than the background that I had before. So this is only a temporary background and I'm still experimenting. But now let's go straight into the video. Maybe you've seen the recent Nature survey that describes how many PhD students and how many people in academia in general have mental health problems. And I think on the one hand, of course, we can have good mental health habits, but on the other hand, if we have bad habits that we keep repeating over and over again, this is really a trap and we will never be able to have a proper mental health if we don't take care of our bad habits as well. And you might have seen a video that I have done a few weeks ago on good mental health habits. It is this one. And now this is the video where we are doing the reverse, where I am explaining bad mental health habits. And the one that I am most guilty of is to sort of feed anxiety. Maybe you're not suffering from anxiety. I wouldn't say that I'm suffering from it, but I'm definitely a candidate to feel anxious about many things and to lie awake in bed and to think about mistakes that I might have made and so on. And I think this is very common amongst PhD students. And this goes very much in line with the things that I'm preaching most of the time, which is only worry about the things that you are in control of. And most of the time when we are anxious about something, we are anxious about things that we are not in control of. And this is why we are anxious. And by default, this is going to make you even more anxious when we then try to control things by, for instance, repeating a conversation over and over again in our head and to think about, what did this person think? What did this person mean when you, for instance, had a bad conversation with your supervisor? Or sometimes we tend to think, did I really press the start button on the experiment? And this is something that we are doing late at night in bed and lying awake. And this is not helping us and we need to find a way to get out of. And by the way, this is also something that we tend to do a lot in this Corona crisis. I see lots of people who keep watching the news and who want to hear the newest number of Corona cases. The thing is, this is not helping you and it is giving you a sort of sense of control, but actually what it does, it is feeding your anxiety because it keeps Corona in your head. So what I try to do is I maybe listen to the news once, and even though the numbers are scary, they are not affecting me in a way that I can do something about that other than, social distancing myself. But this is only a small side note. So the overall message here is to not feed your anxiety and to, when you're feeling you're in this anxious circle, to step out of it. And I will also show you how to do that. So the way that I am stepping out of this anxious cycle is by using the tools that I've learned in meditation. And one of the most important things that you learn in meditation is you focus on your breath and then your mind is going to drift off, which is normal. So then the next step is to recognize that your mind has drifted off and to pull yourself back in. And this is exactly what I'm doing when I'm feeling anxious. The first thing is to recognize that you're feeling anxious and that you are in this anxious cycle and to acknowledge that. And then in the next step, you have developed the mental power when you have done meditation often enough to pull your mind away from the thing that you're anxious of and maybe focus on your breath, because you've already learned how to do this in meditation, or to focus on, the beautiful, nice blue sky and the sunshine, or whatever it is that you can focus on instead. But generally, this exercise of acknowledging that your mind has gone somewhere that you don't want to go, and then pulling it away, is something that is really helpful when you're feeling anxious. And this is why I'm preaching so much that we all should be meditating more. Another thing that you're learning in meditation is that you are not your thoughts, and also not to believe every thought that you have. Because eventually, when you meditate enough, you will get into this peaceful state of mind that is sort of detached from your thoughts. And you are in this state, or at least I am in this state of mind, where I just cannot be bothered anymore to worry. It is just a state of mind that I am achieving eventually. What you are also learning then is that you are not your thought, because your thoughts are somehow detached from you. And this is a very helpful thing in every situation, to realize when you are having worried thoughts that Well, first of all, you are not those thoughts, and also you don't have to believe those thoughts. They can be complete bullshit. And also acknowledge that if you're feeling anxious about something, could be complete bullshit. So maybe this is also helping you, although it is not a very, very Zen thing to say. The next thing is that you're not dealing with your emotions very often. It seems to be contradicting what I just said, but it's not, so let me explain. Usually when we are lying awake at night and our mind is circling, it is because we have not processed certain emotions and certain worries and thoughts during the day. And the difference between being anxious and feeling the anxiety and processing our emotions is that anxiety asks, what if XYZ happens? While processing your emotions is, what am I feeling? Actually, studies have suggested that most people cannot even properly name their emotions. And it has also been shown that when we are still and are able to first feel and see what emotions are around and then giving them a proper label, this is already helping us a lot with our mental health. So the difference between processing emotions and being anxious is that processing emotions is looking inwards and looking at what is there, while being anxious is asking what is happening outside of me, what if something outside of me is going to happen. Then one thing that I'm also noticing a lot amongst PhD students is ignoring the warning signs. Because usually we get very, very tired, or maybe you find yourself binge eating, or you find yourself not eating enough. Those are all warning signs that something is really, really wrong. And we need to pay attention to it and then make a change. And I can already hear that there are some people who are going to say, well, society should change, the environment should change, which is true, but I don't want you to wait until your circumstances change for you to get a better life. And this is why I'm telling you to pay attention to the warning signs and to make changes if needed. Then one more big thing that I'm seeing amongst PhD students is that they are giving too much weight to outside opinions. Because very often you have a supervisor who is pushing you to work more. And also very often, and this is such a shitty thing to do, but it is still happening, there are colleagues who are telling you that you are not working enough. And those colleagues usually draw a lot of self-value from being the hard worker. And they like to show that they are hardworking by telling everyone else that they are not working enough. And this is where they are drawing their self-value from. And you can already tell from the way that I have explained it, that actually what people are saying about you does not say anything about you. It says only something about them. So instead, be aware where you want to go in life, and then evaluate how much work you need to put, for instance, into your PhD in order to get there. Other people who are telling you that you need to work more are telling you need to work more in order to achieve their goals. But you shouldn't make other people's goals your priority. And you should certainly not burn yourself out because of other people's goals. So think of your goals and think about how much work you need to put in. And this work is then going to be enough. And the last thing is also a very, very common one amongst PhD students, but also amongst all kinds of other people, which is that they are thinking it is not bad enough yet to go to a therapist or to go to counseling, which is a huge mistake. Because, for instance, I see a therapist every week. And the reason why I do this is because I want to take care of my mental health. I think I have a very, very good mental health. I have a very, very stable mental health. But the reason why I have a very, very stable mental health is that I'm maintaining it. And this is why I think we should all, if we can afford it, at least go to a counselor. And there I have a great suggestion for you. So I'm not seeing a therapist in person, but I'm doing this online counseling from BetterHelp. And I also have a link in the description box below, because BetterHelp is just awesome. I've been a customer with them for over a year now. And you can do it, like I said, you can do it online. It is very, very affordable. It is a lot more affordable than therapy. If you're a PhD student, you can actually even ask for financial aid. So the price is going to be even lower than you would have thought, or than they are displaying. And you can do this while doing a long centrifuge step, or you can do this, you don't have to drive through traffic, carve out 3 hours of your day in order to see a counselor, but you can just do it right here if you want. So it is especially a nice thing for busy people, and I really want to draw your attention to this. And I really think it is super important, and my counselor has helped me a lot. I've just learned so much about myself in the recent few days that I cannot recommend it enough. So again, the link is in the description box below, and I really suggest that you check it out. And I've probably forgotten something. There are so many ways to ruin your mental health that probably also are very common amongst people in academia. So please let me know in the description box below if I have forgotten something, and let's make again a small collection of things that help each other out. So now you know how I think most PhD candidates are ruining their mental health. But what about good mental health habits? So again, check out this video. I will also link to it at the end of the video. Please again subscribe to my channel and give this video a little like, because it's going to help me a lot with the algorithm, because as you know, this is still a small channel, so I can use every help that I can get. And with this, take good care of yourself, stay healthy, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye. Car again. Germany is surprisingly active for social distancing. Okay.